Hey, dude, man, play this shit right here, man. Play this.
Hey bros, I want to start the discussion off by saying wearing the overcoat of victimhood will not be a way that I promote Black Power. I believe we have what it takes to flourish and live in abundance, but we have to be honest about the portrayal of Black men and Black boys. We are inundated with images of violence and struggle. And we'll get something occasionally inspirational, but it's often ruined with stereotypes about Black society and our role within it. If Black males aren't being portrayed as ruinous cancers on society, we're being depicted as humble men of little resources that fold under pressure instead of rising to the occasion. Now, I admit that this has been changing a bit, but I wager that if we leave this in the hands of those who don't have the capability of understanding the depths of what we can achieve, then it'll only bring forth more stereotypes and poor references of our capabilities. References that other Black males turn to when they need affirmation. References that Black males turn to when they need inspiration. Corrective Black male promotion has been in the works. It's nothing new. But it's about time we tell our own stories. Not just the stories that break box offices or sell records, but the stories we tell every day through how we interact with society. Positively controlling and molding our image and narrative is how we're going to move in power. Now, what do I mean by corrective promotion? Hearing that term may automatically turn some of us off because we get the idea that this means catering to respectability politics. So let me make this clear. Respectability politics is not a path to power. It is the path of least resistance for those who are too afraid to create a world where it is acceptable to be who they are. However, there are important things that you can learn about people through the concept of respectability politics. The one main idea that you need to take away from this concept is that people are slaves to appearances. Cliche, but very true. So how do we move around this without molding our being into the expectations of others? Well, there's another concept that is often overlooked. A very simple and effective concept. Decorum. Now, what is the difference between decorum and respectability politics? They both ask that you conform in some manner, but with decorum, your conformity doesn't necessarily have to be aligned with the moral values of the dominant society. Unlike respectability politics, where you're expected to think, behave, and portray yourself in a way that minimizes your moral values and images, which is critical to your self-esteem. All decorum asks is that you use proper etiquette and temperament for the appropriate situations. Decorum keeps you rooted in who you are, but doesn't discount the value of etiquette, which is what Black men need to build those power bonds while holding on to the ideas that will help us flourish in our own right. We'll dive deeper into the effectiveness of etiquette and decorum in a future video. Believe it or not, life is one big PR campaign. If we don't take control of our image and tell our own stories, we leave it to others to misrepresent us. It's not someone else's responsibility to tell the world that Black men are more than sports, gangs, and vulgar rap music. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not about to act like Juicy J isn't my favorite rapper. I like vulgar rap music as much as the next guy. But that is such a tiny part of my interests. It doesn't represent me or other black men in totality. They don't tell the world that we too look at the stars and contemplate existence. To them, you are too busy trying to be a broke-ass pimp. They don't tell the world about your Harvard aspirations. To them, your best chance to make it is playing sports or making music, which is all fine. But there is so much more to us than that. And I know many of us want our sons to be much more than that. Like I said, it's no one's responsibility but ours. Grab hold of it and own it, or someone else will. What do we get out of this though? Some of you may be saying, hey Dre, why do you care about this? Who cares? Just live your life, man. Why are you worried about what other people think? I care about our narrative because we aren't benefiting from the stories being told about us. What you get for caring about the narratives being told about you is increased mobility through a society that desperately wants to marginalize you. In case you haven't noticed, black men are not the most popular people on the planet. People would rather not deal with us. And I'm not simply talking about non-black people. Other black people too. As more negative images are spread about us, the more difficult it becomes to challenge those stereotypes. Successfully marketing yourself is how you will feed your family and pad your future. If you don't care about the propaganda, you not only do a disservice to yourself, but for your sons that have to live in a world where they have to overcome hurdles set in place by inaccurate depictions of who they are. Moving in power cannot be done by remaining nonchalant about the things being said about us. Understanding the rules of etiquette and decorum will help create a foundation to build a culture where black men are more valued than feared, and will aid in improving your image to make yourself and your sons more marketable, which makes us better to serve our community because they need us. But let me know what you feel about all of this. Do you think caring about what other people have to say about us is a waste of time? Do you feel that control of the narrative will actually do us any good? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. Later.